Hey guys, gals, and everyone in between and outside, welcome home. Before we start, for those who don't know, my name is Rogan. I use he, they pronouns. I am currently 21, and I'm about ready to start my YouTube journey. And I mean, like, truly start it, not just, what I've been doing, which is very sporadic bullshit. Recently, I had those in Google Classroom fill out a Google form. I wanted to get to know each and every one of you, and at one point, there was a question I had asked that simply asked, what questions do you guys have for me? I'm going to be answering those now. So the first one is, how do I personally find comfort and confidence in my trans identity? That question is from Ash, who uses they, them at the time of this recording. Let me start with the fact that I still struggle with being confident. I have days that I will cry in my room and struggle with my own identity. I would wonder if perhaps I was lying to myself or that perhaps I am wrong. Those days, I simply have a comfy day. I also try to remind myself of the euphoria days and even do things that make me feel euphoric. That's what helps me. Some people may have different answers. Some people may have different ways of having euphoric days. I would even try and figure out what works best for you. What works best for me may not work best for you. So, yeah. Hope that helps, Ash. Next question is from Caden, who uses he, him pronouns. He asks, how am I so confident with no doubts? The answer is, I always have doubts. Doubts are a part of human nature, so I simply deal with them the best I can. Some days are better than others. Some days I can sit there and be like, what am I doubting myself for? Other days I have to sit there and physically remind myself as hard as I can that doubts are just gonna be that, doubts, but doesn't mean that they're right. So, hope that helps you, Caden. Cohen, who uses he, they pronouns, asks, did I have any childhood signs that I was transgender? The answer is yes and no. I had some small signs that I could notice, but not ones that make other people guess that I was trans. And there are signs that even I missed out when I was a kid, of course. So for me, there are signs that I notice now that were there back when I was younger, but there wasn't really too many for me. Sky, who uses all pronouns, asks what was my inspiration to make content, and the funny thing is, it was primarily someone named Thomas Sanders. He started off on Vine and now does a lot of YouTube and even some TikTok stuff. He was my very big inspiration. That, and I just started making videos and y'all seemed to like them, so I just continued with what I was doing. So Zayden, who uses they, them pronouns, asks what I do in my free time outside of TikToks. So I spend a lot of time with my family and my animals. I spend time with my boyfriend Dylan. I do currently have a job, so I'm sometimes at work. I will be starting school soon, so there's that exciting bit where I'll be starting college in January. That will take up a lot of my time too. So yeah, that's typically what I do. I do enjoy writing a bit here and there too, so yeah, I think that's really it for me on what I do. So Twig, who uses they, he, it pronouns, asks what my favorite food is. Lasagna. I absolutely love lasagna, and I don't know why, but I love it. So I was asked by Brie, who uses she, they pronouns. They said that sometimes she feels like a girl, others a boy, and some days they feel like she isn't either. Her question is what their identity might be. So Brie, and for everyone who might be struggling with identities, I plan on making a video specifically for identities and what the different identities are, what their definition online is, and I might even ask some of my friends to make a video, a small one, of just what their identity is and how they would explain it. Because I do understand that there are different identities, and different identities tend to have some different explanations depending on who you ask. So I will try and get that video done as soon as I can for you, Bree. So a question from Raven, who uses they, them. They ask if a binder hurts, and if it does, there's something wrong. Binders shouldn't be hurting you. I know mine don't, so I would look into that if it is hurting you. I also plan on making links for different binder companies that you guys can try out and that I have heard either good things about or have personally had great experiences with. I will be doing that at some point soon. So, yeah, no, your binder shouldn't be hurting you. From Alex, who uses they, them, they asked 2 questions. The first was asking how I knew I was transgender and or gay. I realized I was transgender primarily around 13 for the first time, and I knew I was gay when I realized as a trans man I only liked men, and that one came more so around 2020 or 2021. They also asked if I liked being told I look male. The answer is yes. Carl, who uses they, them, asks what they say if they wish to come out. My response is that the answer depends on you. There are plenty of ways to coming out, much less to what to say. Every experience is different. This also depends on who you're coming out to, what the scenery is. There's too many variables. There are some people who just blurt it out. There are some people who try to explain it first and then say, well, this is who I am. Again, it really depends on you, and I wish I could help more, but there's not much I can help with on that. Sorry. Blake, who uses he, they, pup, asks, who is my favorite person and why? I don't really have a favorite person. I try not to overthink it and think about it, because I feel like I would put myself through an anxiety attack. So I don't really have a favorite person. So yeah. So Phoenix, or Nyx, uses any but prefers they, them pronouns, asks, when did I first figure out I was LGBTQ+, and how long did it take me to accept myself? So I found out when I was roughly 13-ish. I've said this previously in the video already. It would take me years to fully accept myself, and I still struggle from time to time to accept myself. For me, it was a lot of trying to accept that I wasn't the default, because of course society wants us to be the default, and I had been bullied heavily as a kid, so there's that. So yeah, I do still struggle with that from time to time, and that's okay. Don't ever think it's not okay to struggle with that. I feel like everybody still struggles with it from points. So don't feel ashamed if you struggle to accept yourself, no matter how far you've gone into your transition or being part of the LGBTQ+ or whatever. Even if it's as small as liking something that others don't. If you struggle to accept yourself, that is normal. Don't ever think it's not. So there were some questions in the Google Forms that I want to answer. So my favorite season is fall or autumn, as it's called. It's called one or the other. My favorite colors are black, blue, red, and some purple. I do fall under the transgender umbrella. My birthday is July 8th, 2001, and my sexuality is gay. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It has been enjoyed to make and to answer the questions y'all had for me. I have enjoyed this a lot, and I have enjoyed the journey so far on TikTok as well. I love and care for y'all so much, especially because y'all are just fantastic. I love seeing y'all's comments, y'all interacting with everything. It means a lot to me. see you guys, gals, and everyone in between and outside in the next video. I don't know what that will be yet, so we'll see. Till then, take care and stay safe. Bye.